Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're doing something really exciting. We are walking the virtual showroom floor to check out the top 5 hot-selling EVs, all starting under $50,000. You know, for the longest time, the electric vehicle landscape felt like it was totally locked behind a velvet rope for luxury buyers only. If you want a decent range and that cool modern tech, you had to write a massive check. But wow, the market has completely shifted. Today, the absolute sweet spot for automotive innovation, driving dynamics, and just everyday value is right here in this sub-50 grand bracket. So, if you've been on the fence about going electric but thought the price of entry was just too high for something that actually looks good, drives well, and fits your lifestyle, you are in for a real treat today.
Just take a look at this all-star lineup we're dealing with. We've got the Tesla Model Y, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Kia EV6, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and the Nissan Leaf. What we are proving with this group is that you can get incredible value, jaw-dropping design, and top-tier tech without crossing that scary 50 grand threshold. And the sheer variety here is honestly what makes the current EV era so fascinating. We aren't just looking at 5 identical eco-boxes, right? Whether you want a futuristic spaceship that turns heads at the grocery store, a sporty weekend warrior that carves up canyon roads, or just a rock-solid, reliable daily commuter to finally bypass the gas station, our digital showroom has a dedicated champion for you.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover the top 5 under 50 grand, start with the range and tech king, move to futuristic design and fast charging, then hit driving excitement and style, look at practicality on a budget, and finally, find your perfect EV match. Let's jump right in.
Starting with Section 2, the range and tech king.
We're kicking things off with the absolute heavy hitter in our lineup, a vehicle known worldwide for pushing the boundaries of technology and efficiency, the Tesla Model Y. Starting at just $47,490, the Model Y packs a highly efficient 75 kilowatt-hour battery. Now, if you're new to the EV world, just think of the kilowatt-hour as the size of the car's gas tank. The bigger the number, the more energy it holds. But the real headline here is what Tesla actually does with that energy, because they managed to deliver an incredibly impressive 330 miles of maximum range. To put that into perspective for you, that's like driving all the way from Los Angeles to Las Vegas on a single charge without even breaking a sweat. When you're shopping in this price bracket, hitting that 330-mile mark is a massive achievement. For anyone out there dealing with range anxiety, this spec right here offers the ultimate peace of mind for those long family road trips.
And you know, it's not just about the battery. The Model Y absolutely dominates the tech and efficiency conversation. Stepping inside, you're greeted by that famous minimalist interior layout. The cabin is super airy, whisper quiet, and dominated by a central touchscreen that handles, well, almost every single vehicle function. You've got those advanced autopilot features, and you can choose between single or dual motor options that give you that instant thrilling wave of electric torque the very second your foot touches the pedal. But honestly, the most crucial feature might not even be inside the car. It's the access to the massive supercharger network. In the EV world, where you charge is just as important as how fast you charge. Having native access to thousands of reliable plug-and-play fast chargers means virtually zero anxiety when you're plotting out a cross-country adventure.
Moving on to Section 3, futuristic design and fast charging.
Next up, we are examining 2 corporate siblings built on ultra-fast 800-volt architecture. Now, that's just a technical way of saying they can charge their batteries from 10 to 80% in about the time it takes you to grab a cup of coffee. But the really crucial point is how they differ despite sharing that same underlying platform. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 opts for a unique, almost cyberpunk retro design. Stepping into it feels like entering an airy retro-futuristic lounge. The floors are totally flat, the space is incredibly open, and it features vehicle-to-load technology. That means you can literally plug in and power your household appliances right from the car. The Kia EV6, on the other hand, takes a completely different path. It trades that lounge vibe for a dark, enveloping cockpit designed for spirited driving. It leans heavily into a sporty, aggressive, driver-centric layout. So while the Hyundai wants you to relax in a mobile living room, the Kia kind of wants you to grip the wheel, feel that low center of gravity, and attack the next corner.
It gets fascinating when you look at the raw numbers side by side. The Ioniq 5 starts at a highly competitive $41,450 and offers a solid 303-mile range. Meanwhile, the EV6 is slightly pricier, starting at $42,600. Now here is the kicker. Both use the exact same 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack. But through different aerodynamics, suspension tuning, and motor mapping, the Kia actually manages to squeeze out just a little bit more range, hitting 310 miles. It's a brilliant example of how 2 cars sharing the exact same DNA can deliver slightly different performance metrics and driving dynamics simply based on their unique design philosophies and aerodynamic drag coefficients.
Ultimately, choosing between these two 800-volt charging speedsters really just comes down to your personal driving ethos and how you want the car to feel around you. Do you want the open, airy, tech-focused sanctuary of the Hyundai, where the cabin feels like a modern architectural space? Or do you crave that wraparound, driver-focused adrenaline of the Kia, which uses sporty materials and a lower seating position to make you feel like you're piloting a true sports car? Both are brilliant, zero-emission vehicles, for sure, but they cater to very different emotional connections with the road.
That brings us to Section 4, Driving, Excitement, and Style. Let's move to our next contender and see how it builds on the legacy of a classic, performance-driven moniker, the Ford Mustang Mach-E. When you pop the proverbial hood on the Mach-E, the standout spec is its massive battery. Starting at $42,995, it boasts the largest energy reserve in our entire sub-50K lineup, packing a massive 91 kilowatt-hour pack in the extended version. That hefty power source translates to a highly capable 312 miles of range. Now, a larger battery does add a bit of weight, which trades a tiny bit of overall efficiency for something much more visceral, a raw American muscle car feel. That extra weight sits low in the chassis, giving the Mach-E an incredibly planted, heavy, and secure feeling on the highway. It makes it a formidable option for anyone who wants a substantial, confidence-inspiring electric crossover with serious legs for road trips.
And this brilliantly illustrates Ford's ultimate goal for the Mach-E. Listen, Ford didn't just want to build a quiet, compliant electric appliance to get you from point A to point B. No way. They engineered dedicated rear-wheel drive dynamics, aggressive throttle mapping, and specialized performance software. This is an EV built for people who want to carve up back roads, who love the feeling of heavy, precise steering, and who absolutely want head-turning, aggressive styling in the parking lot. That instant torque pushes you back in your seat, proving that making the jump to electric power definitely doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the soul and excitement of a great drive.
All right, Section 5, Practicality on a Budget.
Now we pivot. For the budget-conscious consumer who wants to skip the gas pump, do their part for the environment, but do it without completely breaking the bank, we have the highly pragmatic Nissan Leaf. For the Plus model, which is equipped with a 62 kilowatt-hour battery, the Leaf delivers 212 miles of maximum range. Now sure, compared to the 300-plus mile behemoths we just looked at, 212 miles might seem a little lower, but context is everything here. The average daily commute is well under 40 miles round trip. The Leaf is purpose-built to conquer that daily grind with absolute efficiency. It is designed to be the ultimate, accessible daily driver, a car you plug in overnight, unplug in the morning, and drive to work, the grocery store, and soccer practice without ever thinking twice about range.
And that mission becomes crystal clear when we look at the starting price, $28,040. Yup, you heard that right. That aggressive price point makes the Nissan Leaf by far the most accessible and budget-friendly vehicle in our digital showroom today. It is nearly $20,000 cheaper than some of the other cars we've explored. That is a fundamental difference that entirely democratizes EV ownership. It opens up the electric transition to a much wider audience who simply want reliable, efficient transportation without paying a massive premium for luxury bells and whistles they might not even use. The Leaf is the undisputed champion of practicality and budget-friendly efficiency. It strips away all the spaceship gimmicks, the aggressive sports car posturing, and the massive screens, and it just gives you exactly what you need. It's an honest, incredibly functional, and sensible commuter car with surprisingly peppy city acceleration and a comfortable, upright driving position. I mean, think about it. If you drive 30 miles a day to work and back in stop-and-go traffic, why pay for 330 miles of range and a track-tuned suspension when this car does exactly what you need, completely emissions-free for a fraction of the cost?
Which brings us to our final section, finding your perfect EV match.
We've toured the floor and reviewed 5 beautifully distinct approaches to the modern electric vehicle. So, how do they actually stack up against each other where it really counts? Well, if range anxiety is your biggest hurdle, the hierarchy is pretty clear. The Tesla Model Y holds the undisputed crown at 330 miles, setting the absolute benchmark for the segment. It's followed very closely by the Mach-E at 312 miles, and way down at the other end of the spectrum, we see the Leaf trailing at 212 miles as a purpose-built city and commuter option. Seeing the data laid out like this really drives home an insightful takeaway. In the EV world, battery capacity and range scale directly with vehicle price and engineering intent. You are literally paying for the capability to travel further without stopping, so buying the right car means really understanding how far you actually drive on a regular basis.
Taking one final look across our digital showroom floor, it's so clear the EV market has matured beautifully. We are well past the days of a one-size-fits-all solution. Every lifestyle has a champion here. Are you the tech-focused lounger who wants the retro-future aesthetics of the Ioniq 5? Are you the spirited canyon carver looking for the aggressive feedback of the EV6 or the Mach-E? Are you the sensible city commuter looking to save some serious cash with the Leaf? Or are you looking for the sheer tech and charging dominance of the Model Y? The options are diverse, they're capable, and they're incredibly compelling.
So, the final provocative question you have to ask yourself as we close the doors to our showroom today is this. Out of these 5 fantastic, wildly different sub-$50,000 EVs, which one has the exact blend of specs, range, and style to earn a spot in your driveway? Think about your daily drive, your budget, and what actually puts a smile on your face behind the wheel. The perfect EV is out there waiting for you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.